USDA's July supply and demand report came in with higher production than last month for corn and soybeans. Ending stocks figures were down for corn and up for beans and wheat. USDA projects corn production at 14.23 billion bushels with a yield of 174 bushels per acre. New crop ending stocks were 1.55 billion bushel. That is down from June. U.S. soybean production is pegged at 4.31 billion bushel with a yield of 48.5 bushels per acre. New crop ending stocks were raised to 580 million bushels. And the agency pegged hard red winter wheat production at 657 million bushel. The spring wheat crop was lowered to 584 million bushels, and ending stocks were raised to 985 million bushels. Joining us with analysis of the report is Randy Martinson. And Randy, the number that really sticks out here is the soybean number, ending stocks at 580 million bushels. That's a big one.
That's a big one. You know, and most of it came from USDA coming in and decreasing exports by close to 250 million bushels. It's showing that the tariffs are actually coming in and affecting our markets, especially in the soybean market. Now, didn't see it in the others, but primarily in the soybean market. And this is going to be a tough number for that market to overcome.
Now, we did see a little bit of an adjustment in production up because of the acreage, but yield was left unchanged?
Yield was left unchanged, which was a surprise with the conditions that we've got. But, you know, I think it's a little early for USDA to be increasing yields. In July, they normally don't. So by August, we might see a little difference.
So do you think that will go up in the August report? Because there's so much talk about bean yields being over 50 already.
I think it will. I mean, leaving them unchanged, I think, was a little bit short-sighted by USDA. But with everything else, with the tariffs and the increase of 250, it might have been a little too much for the market to absorb to increase the yield as well. But I do think that once we get infield observations, which will come in August, we'll see a little bit of an increase in yield.
The report for corn was actually a little friendly, wasn't it?
I think so. I mean, you look at it, I mean, yield was left unchanged, which was not expected by the trade. Yield or acres were hiked because of what we saw in the March report, but demands wasn't changed a lot. So stocks came in a little about as expected or a little lower than expected. That's friendly. And the fact that they didn't change exports was really good.
So the same question as I asked you on soybeans. A lot of talk about 180 bushel or above yields on this corn because of this high crop rating. So August, how much bigger are we?
You know, I think we will see an increase, but I think USDA is also worried about the drownouts that have taken place, you know, in some of the big producing areas. So I think that's kind of held them back on wanting to increase yields in this report until they can actually get out and see a little bit more observations. And, you know, with this cooler weather coming into play, that might affect the pollination a little bit, improve it, and that I think will help USDA make their decision on what they're going to do in August.
And you believe that the report was friendly for wheat?
I do. I mean, they came in for wheat. Actually, yields weren't changed that much. We did see lower production than anticipated. That, I think, was friendly. And the fact that exports were increased by 25 million, that was really friendly to the wheat market. It shows that we could get some demand from some of the other world countries that could be slipping a little bit in production this year.
But spring wheat, again, an 80% crop rating this last week. So do you not think production will continue to climb?
I do think it will increase in the next report. You know, we'll start actually seeing actual field results because harvest will be going on by the next report. Very likely. This crop is ahead of pace as far as crop development. So I think we will see some yield, actual yield results, and I think USDA will hike it a little bit.
All right, thanks for your analysis. As always, Randy Martinson with today's market analysis. And for more information and our extended conversation, you can go to agweek.com.